Today, we're diving into 10 important Social Security changes for 2025. Some of these updates are already in effect as of January 1st, while others will continue to roll out in the coming months. Whether you're already retired or you're still working toward it, these updates will impact your benefits, so please stay tuned. We're going to quickly recap a few that you may have already noticed, and then we're going to dive deeper into the ones that I haven't heard people talking about, because I think there are some important things being missed in this discussion lately. So let's start with the big one. Your Social Security benefits have increased by 2.5% thanks to the annual cost of living adjustment, or COLA. This means that the average retirement check will go up by about $49 a month. It's a welcome change for many, but not the only adjustment that you'll notice this year. Now, if you're on Medicare, you've probably already seen a bigger deduction in your Social Security checks as well. That's because the standard Part B premium increased from $174.70 to $185 starting January 1st. While this offsets about $10.30 of the COLA, you should still see a net increase after the COLA in most cases. And remember, if this COLA has negatively impacted your SNAP benefits, we recently put out a video on what you can do to help offset that loss and hopefully get more of your SNAP benefits back. Make sure to check out our video about how to get more SNAP in 2025 if you've been affected by that reduction. Another key update that we've been discussing recently is the Social Security Fairness Act, which was recently signed into law. This new legislation increases Social Security benefits for public service workers by removing the financial challenges created by the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset. If you've been affected by these rules, this law could bring much needed back pay and additional benefits moving forward. One of my dear friends worked as a teacher for many years, and I'm excited to see how this change is going to help her this year. Another thing you need to know is that you're going to see a lot of those stupid clickbait headlines about changes to the Social Security schedule in the coming months. That's because the SSI schedule adjusts for holidays and weekends, and a lot of media outlets always try to get clicks off of those sorts of clickbait titles. So normally, if you receive SSI benefits, your payment is usually sent on the first of the month. However, if the first falls on a weekend, you'll usually get that payment on the Friday before, and if the first is a federal holiday, you'll usually get it the day before the holiday. Now, as you can see, February's payment is coming at the end of January, and March's payment is coming at the end of February. In June, September, and November, there won't technically be any SSI payments in those months because the first falls on a weekend or a holiday. So you'll probably see a lot of clickbait headlines around that time about how Social Security is not sending payments in those months, but don't let them trick you. Those payments are still coming as scheduled, just a little early due to weekends and holidays. On the other hand, your typical RSDI benefits are a lot more stable. And if you're not familiar with that term, RSDI stands for Retirement, Spousal, and Disability Benefits. It's kind of your standard Social Security benefits. If you began receiving those benefits before May 1997, your payments will always arrive on the third of the month unless the third is a weekend or a holiday. You can see that your payments will come a little early in May and August, but otherwise they should come through for you on the third as usual. Now, for everyone else who filed their claims after May 1997, payments are scheduled based on the date of birth of the person whose Social Security number is on the record. As you can see in the chart at the bottom of this calendar, your benefits will be paid out on either the second, third, or fourth Wednesday, depending on your date of birth, and those payments are stable and predictable all year round. Another important update for 2025 is about how Social Security offices handle customer service. As of January 6th, local Social Security offices have transitioned to a mostly appointment-based system. They are also strongly encouraging people to conduct their business online whenever possible. So here's what that means for you. If you need in-person assistance, such as replacing a Social Security card or applying for benefits, you're encouraged to schedule an appointment in advance. This change is meant to reduce wait times and improve customer service. Now, the shift is already causing some confusion because a lot of misleading headlines claiming that appointments are absolutely mandatory. Now, the truth is, appointments are required for most, but not all people. In fact, the Social Security Administration itself has assured us that, quote, "We want to make it clear that we will not turn people away for service who are unable to make an appointment or do not want to make an appointment. For example, members of vulnerable populations, military personnel, people with terminal illnesses, and people with other situations requiring immediate or specialized attention may still walk in for service at our local offices. Some of our offices also have minimal to no wait times, and they will still serve customers who walk in. End quote. Now let's talk about updates for those of you who are still working or thinking about heading back to work while receiving Social Security. If you are working while collecting those benefits, there is a limit on how much you can earn before your benefits are reduced. Thankfully, these limits are increasing in 2025. Now, if you're not yet at full retirement age, you can earn up to $23,400 in 2025. If you earn more than that, $1 will be withheld from your benefits for each $2 over the limit you go. If you reach retirement age this year, the earnings limit is much higher, up to $62,160 this year. And if you've already reached full retirement age, the earnings test just doesn't apply to you anymore. And speaking of the full retirement age, it's changing too. The full retirement age is the age at which you are eligible for 100% of your benefits. As of 2025, people born in 1959 must be 66 years and 10 months old to qualify for benefits. For those born in 1960 and later, the age is 67 years old. If you're nearing retirement, it's worth keeping this in mind as you plan for your future. Now, of course, to qualify for Social Security and Medicare benefits in the first place, you need at least 40 working credits earned over your working life. The amount of earnings it takes to earn one credit is also increasing this year. Last year, you could receive a credit for every $1,730 you earned. As of this year, it will take $1,810 to earn one credit. It's important to remember that if you're still working and aiming to get those credits. And although I know this probably doesn't apply to anyone watching this channel, I wanted to mention that higher income earners will also have to put more of their earnings towards Social Security taxes this year. The taxable income cap is increasing from $168,600 to $176,100. And finally, the last change that we're going to discuss today is who's in charge. Since 2025 is an election year, we already know there's going to be changes in the leadership. The incoming presidential administration will nominate a new Social Security commissioner, but as of now, the details are still unfolding. Former Commissioner Martin O'Malley stepped down in November, and Acting Commissioner Carolyn Colvin is currently leading the agency during this transition period. President Trump has announced his intention to nominate financial technology executive Frank Bisignano for the role, but the formal nomination and Senate confirmation process are still pending. We'll need to wait and see how this plays out, but one thing is certain. Leadership changes can shape the future and direction of Social Security in major and impactful ways. After all, Commissioner O'Malley did an incredible job of improving their customer service and cutting back on the aggressive way that Social Security was clawing back overpayments from people who couldn't afford to pay it back. I truly hope that the next commissioner will continue to make improvements that benefit the people who depend on these programs. And as always, I'll keep you updated on any developments that might affect your benefits. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and check out our other videos for more ways to save money and get free stuff.